Hi everyone, in this video we're going to do a quick run through with our business card mockup and show you how you can customize it even further than the standard options. This time we've kind of been inspired by a bit of a sort of speckled paper texture, and we're just going to run through how we've created the example that we've shown on the screen. So we are going to start with our business card mockup. We've made some artwork here. We've kind of just drafted up a bit of a faux business card for this brand here, and now we're going to import the artwork into our Photoshop file and customize it a bit further. So what we're trying to, the aim for us to do is to bring up, we want to create this kind of nice, use a nice speckled texture paper that we've found or seen some inspiration online, and how we're going to achieve that is we're going to use some stock photos from Adobe Stock and import them into our business card file, and then we're going to use the emboss over that and hopefully create something similar to the inspiration that we've gathered, and also providing like a quite unique look and a bespoke business card design. So what we're going to start off first is we're going to, so these are a couple of paper textures we've found on Adobe Stock. We quite like this one. We like its nice sort of speckled look, those little hints of colour in it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to select all that and hit copy or Control C to copy. And first off, we're going to start with the business card files. Now we are so our kind of idea is to also import this texture into the background to give like kind of almost like, so the business cards are merging into the background. It's kind of a bit of a play on the texture and stuff like that. This look we're also thinking will look really good with just a flat black background, so we're going to kind of toggle between both and see which one we like best. So to import, so here we're just going through the layers at the moment. The standard business card has just got like a flat textured layer, which you can bump up if you want, like so. But for this new one, we've copied that file and we're just gonna paste it in. We're gonna turn off this one and just turn on these ones for the meantime. I'm just gonna hit Control V. And our paper texture has come up. We're just going to bump up the size of that a little bit, just for the purposes of this exercise, to fill up that space. And now we're also going to select that so it's kind of at the same scale, and now we're going to import it into the texture of our business cards. So what we want to do here, I'm just going to drag this out so you can see. So we want to, it's not going to be the deboss part of the business card, it's going to be in the artwork layers. So I'm going to start off with the business card 1, which is this one here, and then I'm just going to go Control V, and we get that texture in, and we're just keeping it at the same scale just to match it to the background for this. In this point, you could like take it down if you wanted, if you're not kind of trying to match it to the background. Probably like quite a good scale with something like that, but for the purpose of this exercise we're just going to keep it like that. So that, and then we're going to hit save on this smart object layer. Can sometimes take a bit of time to progress, so it's pretty quick. And now you'll see it's come up. Now, because there is some texture elements and lighting elements, you do see a bit of difference in the colour here, but we'll get to that when we are doing a bit of fine tuning. We're also going to import it, the same file into same background in here, and because it's quite large, I'm just going to move it around to like a random spot. Hit save again. And now you'll see we've kind of got those two, we've got kind of our background matching here, and the same with the texture of the cards. so now I'm going to go and bring in our artwork, and I'm just going to just group this, hit copy, and we come into Photoshop. We're going to put this in the deboss area for initially. So I'm just going to hide that, and I'm just going to edit paste, and it should be relatively similar because we've sized out InDesign file to match. So we're actually in this case, because we are wanting this is the debossed area, we want the embossed area to be around the right way. We're actually just going to flip this around by hitting edit, transform, and flip horizontally, and then that way when we we save it, and you'll see the emboss, it's around the right way in the second card. So you'll see here. Now, this is just the initial look. We are going to tweak this further as we go into the texture, get into the layers here. So don't be alarmed if it's not 100% what you like, but it's all depends on the size of the artwork. You do need to do a little bit of tweaking in the texture into the layers here to get the look, or the desired look, and most realistic look. Okay, so what we need to do now that we've got the deboss elements in, emboss elements in, we're actually wanting to add a white ink to this side, so it kind of stands out a little bit more. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're just going to grab, because we need to match up our emboss with the white ink that's going to be on this this side of the card here. We need to go back into our smart layer here, and we're just going to hit copy on that layer, close out of it, then we're going to go back to our side 2 again and double click on that, and then we're going to hit edit, paste, special, paste in place. Now this is the important part, because it needs to match up, this ink needs to match up with the emboss layer once we've closed out of the smart object. We also need to, because we flipped it around at the beginning, we need to flip this horizontally, and we're also going to add a colour fill on it to change it to white. So hit OK there, and then go down and create clipping mask. And we're also just going to take this down slightly to about 95% to get a little bit of bleed through of the background colour for that kind of realistic look. Maybe even slightly more. We don't want it too much. We may come back and adjust that a little bit more. That looks okay for now. Okay, so once we're done with that, we hit save. Close this layer, and then we should see that that has matched up with our embossed layer, so it's looking nice and realistic. Now we're going to just do a bit of tweaking on our card texture. So with this mock-up, I'm just going to close these layers so we can, you have either card texture option 1 or you have card texture option 2. So these look a little bit different. You kind of can't see the difference as much when you are have like this paper texture in the background, but if you've got like a flat solid color, you'll definitely see that the paper options are quite different. We're just going to stick with texture 1 for a moment, but what we're going to do is just adjust in here the card texture amount to, we're going to bump it up a bit, and you'll see it's going to come slowly to be match that background color. We want a slight difference. I'm just going to hide the guides here because we want it to stand out against the background, but not too much. We are going for that kind of blending into the background look in this case. So, and then we are just going to, what we can with the background is actually, we can put this under, turn on the brightness contrast layer, and if you click on that, go to your properties, we can actually just dull this down a bit so it matches. So it's quite similar here, which is maybe a little bit, well, it depends the look you're going for. So we're just going to bump it back up slightly so we've got a little bit of contrast. But yeah, the idea is that we're matching the background to the paper texture. It's kind of like a seamless look. So now that we're going to go back into our layers, and we're just going to do some tweaking to the emboss or deboss here. So we're just going to, just to clarify, we are in card 1, so it's card 1, card 2. We're going to hit card 1 and we're going to double click on our bevel and emboss, and we can just up see how that changes quite drastically the amount or the visibility of the deboss. So you can really, if you wanted a really striking look but not sure if it's completely realistic, you can bump up those shadows quite a bit. We're just going to bump them up slowly, and you can really bump up the highlights as well, but we want it to be as realistic as possible. You can also kind of adjust the size so that sort of makes it, as I say, not very realistic, but makes it a bit smoother. I'm just going to bump that back down again, and you can also add a bit of softening here if you want, but you just don't want to do it too much. And same here, but now we're looking. So it's a matter of just going through and just really tweaking it till you get a look that you're happy with. And also what pays to do is it looks quite different when you zoom in as well or zoom out. It's like a bit of a visual trick on your eye with your screen. So, and then we're going to also, so that's card 1, and then we're also going to go into card 2 and do the same here, because I just want to bump up those darker edges on the bevel and emboss a little bit, because it's a little bit subtle. So you'll see it's just getting a slightly darker edge here, which is kind of what we want. Not too much. I don't think we want to bring the highlights up too much. A little bit too. Yeah, I think we're pretty happy with that. So looking at it close up, looks pretty good. We're also just going to adjust that card texture so it blends in a little bit more to our background. Now we can also adjust in here whether we want like a kind of dramatic shadow or a subtler one, and if we're going to go dramatic, we're just going to bump that drop shadow down a bit since we're on a light background, and we'll do what we do here, and we'll do the same on our card 1. Just bump it ever so slightly down, and that's about right. That's how we're that's our sort of intended look. It's a little bit different, not your usual business card, but we quite like doing something a little bit different. And it also works really good on like if we do a plain like background, especially, black always just makes it look really emphasizes that that paper texture of the card. I think we'll take the texture, we'll take that drop shadow off. Take it off for both of them actually. Kind of becomes a bit redundant with a black background. And then we save it out. We normally just save a copy, so we don't save over our original business card mockup file, but yeah, I hope you guys found this helpful. Just another way to customize it, get some more mileage out of your business card mockup if you want to use it across multiple projects.